Hi, this is Dan Carmody, and I'm the Executive Director of Tresolution, which is producing the U.S. Fintech Symposium. And I'm here with Alyssa Knight, who's a Senior Analyst with the IT Group. We're really lucky to have Alyssa with us this year at the U.S. Fintech Symposium because she's going to be presenting in plain sight the insecurities of mobile financial apps. So welcome, Alyssa. How are you?
Hi, Dan. Thanks for having me on.
So a couple quick questions. Can you please tell us a little bit more about your research and the presentation that you'll be delivering at the U.S. Fintech Symposium?
Sure. So I am Alyssa Knight. I'm a senior analyst at a market research firm called IT Group, and I'm in the cybersecurity practice. We were commissioned by a company called Arxan, who develops a mobile app shielding technology. And the research was to download 30 financial services mobile apps and test them through what's called static code analysis. And what that is basically just doing what's called dead code analysis, where we take the Android apps off of the mobile phones and load them into a decompiler and reverse the binary back to its native original source code. And what this allows us to do is then comb the source code looking for vulnerabilities. And so that was the impetus to the research, was really a commissioned research study to find out how vulnerable these apps really are. And they covered the entire ecosystem of the horizontal financial services market. So within, a lot of people think that financial services is just retail banks. It's a lot more than that. So, they're individual verticals such as insurance. We also downloaded cryptocurrency wallet apps. They also included stock brokerage firms, retail banks, of course, as well as P2P money transfer. So it covered pretty much every vertical within financial services.
It sounded pretty extensive insofar as the scope is concerned.
Correct. Yeah. We made sure to cover. I wanted as diverse of a sampling as possible. So the apps included not only just U.S. companies, but they also included European companies. So roughly about 17% of the sampling were actually European companies. And I also wanted to cover different demographics. So not only companies just with over 100,000 employees, but also the smaller companies, including 50 to 100 employees. And believe it or not, I thought that the apps for the much larger financial services companies would be more secure.
Sure.
That actually, it was actually the opposite of that. So the apps that I found that had the fewer number of vulnerabilities, the fewer critical vulnerabilities, were actually the ones that were developed in companies that had a small number of employees. Where
that's very counterintuitive.
Exactly. The security hygiene, strangely enough, was higher at the smaller companies. And the more devastating, the more critical vulnerabilities that I found were more endemic in the much larger FIs.
Sure. So who do you think would be the target audience for this presentation at the U.S. Fintech Symposium?
I would say pretty much anyone in any technology role, because if you think about it, the perimeter is gone. The perimeter of the network is completely dissolved. It now extends to what they call the software-defined perimeter, and where that extends to is people's mobile devices. So before it to Starbucks and outside of the office. Now it extends to everyone's mobile device. So, and it's something that these companies don't have any security control over.
Right.
So this pretty much this would be a great presentation for anyone in technology, anyone developing mobile apps, chief information security officers, chief tech officers, anyone in charge of product development. And the thing is that because more and more people are moving to mobile banking, right? You see in the recent news reports that the number of laptop sales have actually declined over the years, and the number of mobile sales have gone up for mobile phones. So it's a pattern that fewer people want to carry around these big clunky laptops and want to be able to do as much as they can on their mobile phones and tablets. So it was a really interesting study. And so with more and more people moving to mobile banking, paying with their mobile phones, sending people money. I used to use 2 of the financial services companies, and after this research study, I uninstalled those apps. It was that bad. So, you know, it was definitely really interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean, it sounds fascinating. I can't wait to hear this presentation at the conference. Obviously, you're going to be a presenter.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking so much forward to it. You're obviously going to be a presenter, but I'm sure you're going to be attending and probably attending other presentations. Are there other topics above and beyond security that are of interest?
IT Group is focused as a market research firm on the financial services industry. So this is very much drinking from the fire hose for me in learning financial services, learning about fintech. So the answer to your question is all of them. You know, I'm in this place right now where I really want to learn as much as I can.
Awesome. Well, listen, it sounds like an important conversation that needs to be had. Obviously, the research is important from what you did, and I'm sure of the work that will be done in the future. So thanks so much for giving us a introduction into the topic, and I can't wait to hear more about it at the event.
Thanks, Dan. It was great geeking out with you about it.
Yeah, take care.